We have breaking news from the NFL. JJ McCarthy is going to miss the entire season with that torn meniscus in his right knee, according to our NFL insider Jonathan Jones. McCarthy underwent surgery for a full meniscus tear this morning. We knew the meniscus was torn as of yesterday, just did not know the severity of it. McCarthy out of the picture, so Sam Darnold now QB1. Here's Kevin O'Connell, the head coach of the Vikings, moments ago.
An update on JJ McCarthy. He did, undergo surgery actually this morning on that meniscus. It was led by our team doctor, Dr. Chris Larson at TCO. It was a successful procedure, but it did reveal that a repair was necessary, which will end JJ's 2024 season.
All right, so worst case scenario here for the Vikings and JJ McCarthy, who looked pretty good in his preseason opener. Pete Prisco is here with us once again. Pete, we talked yesterday when the news came out that the meniscus was torn, that he would need surgery, but the hope was it was maybe just a slight tear, that he could be available again in a month or so. How does this news change things for you?
Well, it changes things in a big way for him, in large part because even if he wasn't going to be the starter right away, you're around the facility, you're getting some reps, you're watching the Sam Darnold work, you're getting an idea for what the NFL game is like week to week, and now you're on the sideline and you're not a part of it. And anybody who's been around the National Football League knows when you're not on the roster and you're not active, you're not really part of the team. It's a cruel reality. I've seen stars get hurt, walk through the locker room, and they're treated like they're no longer part of the team. And so that's the damning part for the Vikings. I don't think he was going to start, Chris. Sam Darnold was going to open the season as the starter, but if he struggled, they could have gone to JJ McCarthy at some point. Now they can't. So it's bad for him from a learning experience. It's bad for him maybe playing at some point this season. And it's bad for the Vikings if Sam Darnold doesn't work out.
And this effectively takes him out for what should be the entire season. And then you have to start thinking about, okay, well, when can he ramp up once again? How is this going to affect his development going into what should have been his second season, but what will now be his first season next year?
Yeah, and that's the tough part about it, is because he's going to be a rookie all over again. And yeah, he went through the OTAs and he was part of the mini camp and he's been there for the early part of training camp, but he's getting, no game action at all, no week-to-week action. And by that I mean, you're prepping, you're putting the game plan in, you're getting some reps during practice, you maybe even becoming the starter, and now that's not going to happen. So he's essentially going to be a rookie all over again next year, with the exception being the off-season workouts and getting to and from the facility. He knows all that stuff, but it's going to be a different type of feel for him than it would have been even if he had been the backup all season long. So I think it sets him back. He's also a guy who can move. He's a mobile quarterback, and anytime you have a player that has something wrong with his knee, and this isn't an ACL, which is a good thing, but anytime you have something wrong with your knee and you're a mobile quarterback, I think that could impact you down the road. So it's a bad hit for the Vikings. It's a really bad hit for JJ McCarthy.
This is a Vikings offense that has a ton of great pieces, including maybe the best wide receiver in the league in Justin Jefferson. What does this Vikings offense look like with Sam Darnold as really the one and only option as the quarterback?
Well, it's a great situation for any quarterback because Kevin O'Connell's such a great offensive mind. And you mentioned, Jefferson being there. Addison's probably going to take a big step forward. He was really good last year. Getting Aaron Jones to run the football is important for him. So I think you add it all up, they're going to be able to score points. The question becomes is, can Darnold do it consistently week in and week out? There's been flashes of Sam Darnold being very good at times in his career, but the consistency isn't there. Can he, reclaim his glory days from back in college and become a prototypical NFL quarterback? And that's the question. We don't know if he can, but this is a great situation for him to try to resurrect his career.
Well, they have the Cleveland Browns in their second preseason game. They'll finish up with the Eagles and then open up the regular season week 1, September the 8th, against the New York Giants in the Meadowlands. Pete Prisco with us here as we get news from the Vikings that JJ McCarthy is out for the season. Our season begins September the 8th on CBS and Paramount+.